This is Nothing Phone 1 and this is the Nothing Phone 1 killer, which costs just rupees 20,000. Now I know you might think that it doesn't make any sense to actually compare 20,000 phone with a 30,000 plus phone, but let me tell you my friends, it does make sense because there are a lot of similarities between both of these phones. And also both have their advantages and disadvantages over each other, so that's why I am making this video to spread awareness. Well, I am going to tell you the name of the device in just a bit, but first let me tell you the similarities between both of these phones. So both phones comes with Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G 5G chipset, both have 12 5G bands, both have 10-bit OLED panels, both have a glass sandwich design, both have stereo speakers, and both have dual SIM slots as well. Plus, both have 3 major Android updates and 4 years of security patches. So all these things are common between both these phones. And guys, I am talking about the Xiaomi 11 Lite NE 5G. So now let's dive into the video to know exactly how the Mi 11 Lite NE 5G is a Nothing Phone 1 killer. So let's start with the differences between both the phones. So starting with the build, design and in-hand feel, then in terms of the build, Nothing Phone 1 has the slight edge. You will get the protection of Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on both front and rear, whereas Mi 11 Lite NE also comes with Corning Gorilla Glass 5 protection, but only at the front. And the overall build is a bit premium in Nothing Phone 1, and I am saying this mainly because of the metal frames of the Phone 1 as compared to the plastic frames of Mi 11 Lite NE. But the type of glossy finish at the frames you will get in Mi 11 Lite NE doesn't look like plastic or cheap quality at all. In fact, when you hold the phone, it doesn't even feel like plastic. And personally, plastic frames never bothered me in mid-range phones. If we have glass back in the back, then I have no complaints. Now here comes the in-hand feel, where Mi 11 Lite NE gets the lead, mainly because of two reasons. First, it's very lightweight and weighs just 158 grams, and second, the overall ergonomics of the phone. I mean the round and sleek edges and also the dimensions compared to the thick and sharp edges of Nothing Phone 1, and also the weight, which is close to 200 grams, and the huge size of the Phone 1 makes it very uneasy to use. But on the other hand, Mi 11 Lite NE feels much more comfortable and easy to use. Well, don't get the wrong idea, I mean none of these phones are compact by any mean, it's just that Mi 11 Lite NE is more convenient to use as compared to Nothing Phone 1. And finally, if we talk about design, then definitely Nothing Phone 1 rear look is very different, unique, and it stands out from the crowd. A special shout out to its glyph interface, which makes the overall look of the phone more appealing. But on the other hand, we also have Mi 11 Lite NE 5G, which is also very good modern looking phone. Well, personally I will choose Nothing Phone 1 in terms of rear design, but the design is subjective, and also I believe that design should not be the only focus to buy any smartphone, because 95 to 99% of the time we are going to look at the screen of the phone, not the rear. And if you look at both the phones from the front, then you can hardly see any difference in design. Fewer bezels, punch hole at the top left corner in both the phones, and it's hard to judge which one is which, but I know my smart viewers guess the phone by looking at the wallpaper. Well, my dear viewers, I know you fall into my trap and now you have to subscribe my channel. Let's talk about the area where we spend most of our time on the phone, which is not chatting or suspicious websites obviously, but the screen itself. Well, your dirty mind is thinking something else, can't help anyway. Well, the display quality is top-notch in both phones, and the specs are also very similar, like 10-bit colors, HDR10 Plus certified, and Full HD Plus AMOLED panel, and you will love the display experience. But there are two differences in display. First, Nothing Phone 1 supports a 120Hz high refresh rate, whereas Mi 11 Lite NE supports only 90Hz. But the overall optimization of 90Hz with MIUI 13 is pretty impressive. Second, the display brightness in outdoors is horrible in Nothing Phone 1, especially in direct sunlight, and Mi 11 Lite NE is much better in comparison. Talking about media consumption, then in terms of viewing, both phones are equally good, but I found the overall experience better in Nothing Phone 1, mainly because of the better stereo speakers. But Mi 11 Lite NE is also very impressive for the amazing display experience and decent stereo speakers, all of which you get under 20,000 rupees is actually very appreciating. Now let's talk about the cameras of both these phones. Then in short, I can tell you that Nothing Phone 1 is slightly better than the Mi 11 Lite NE as an overall package, but there is a slight difference and that cannot be a deal breaker for you. So starting first with the specs, Nothing Phone 1 has dual 50 megapixel setup. One is f1.9 wide, the other one is ultra wide with 114 degree field of view, which also works as a macro. And Mi 11 Lite NE 5G has a triple camera setup, 64 megapixel f1.8 wide, 8 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide with 118 degree field of view, and lastly we also get 5 megapixel tele macro, which works as both macro and telephoto lens, which will give you a 2x optical zoom. Now let's see the photo samples. Alright, so when you look both the shots of both the phones side by side, then in darker conditions you won't find much of a difference, but when it comes to daylight condition, you will see that Mi 11 Lite NE produce more vibrant and saturated photos, which may sometimes not look that good, but Nothing Phone 1 is very natural and sometimes it looks dull and pale in comparison. And when it comes to human skin tones, both phones are very good, but Nothing Phone 1 is definitely a bit better when it comes to human skin tones. But when it comes to portrait and edge detection, both phones done a very good job, and I am impressed with both phones. And if we talk about macro shots, then both phones have that feature, but Mi 11 Lite NE is just way ahead and it just destroyed the Nothing Phone 1 in terms of macro capabilities. But overall I can say that there is not much of a difference between both of these cameras. Well, overall as a camera, I mean, if you see both video and photo, then definitely Nothing Phone 1 is slightly ahead than the Mi 11 Lite NE. But yeah, I mean, it's up onto you, like which type of color preference or photos you like more. Alright, now it's time to talk about the performance, where there is actually not much to talk about because both of these phones have same SoC, but there is a slight difference in specs. For example, the base variant of Mi 11 Lite NE comes with 6GB of RAM compared to 8GB RAM of Phone 1, and also the RAM type and the storage type is better in Phone 1 with LPDDR5 RAM and UFS 3.1 storage type, and Mi 11 Lite NE offers LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage type. But are these differences create any impact in day-to-day usage? Well, definitely not. So overall I can say both phones are identical in terms of performance, especially in day-to-day usage, and also make sure to note that none of these phones are made for heavy gaming. Let's talk about the software. So both phones are on the latest Android 12, but in Mi 11 Lite NE you will get the software support till Android 14 because it was launched on Android 11, and Nothing Phone 1 will get the updates till Android 15. Well, apart from software update, if I talk about software experience, then it's going to be a tough call. And I know after this a lot of you guys are going to hate me, but trust me guys, I'm also a fan of neat and clean minimalistic UI, but this time I will go with the MIUI 13, which is based on Android 12. Don't trigger, there are reasons for liking this more over Nothing OS. First thing, I was amazed by the smoothness and optimization of MIUI, and I know we will get a lot of bloatware in MIUI, but a lot of them are uninstallable and we can disable the rest default ones. And on the other hand, the Nothing OS is very clean with close to zero bloatwares, which is great, and there are no ads in any of these phones. But my main reason to like MIUI 13 more than Nothing OS is very simple. It's stable and currently it has no bugs in the UI, whereas Nothing OS has so many bugs, not very major but very annoying. And I can see the difference in both the phones quite easily because I am using both these phones side by side from a week now. Well, another reason to like MIUI 13 more is more features. I mean, yeah, Nothing OS is very clean, but at the same time it's very plain and boring with almost no additional or let's say practical features. But in MIUI you will get to see a lot of practical features like swipe down with 3 fingers to take the screenshot, partial screenshot, floating windows, and double tap the lock screen to turn on the torch, and a lot more. So this type of small things in OS makes your workflow and usage more convenient and better. So right now if I have to pick one between these two OS, then definitely I will go with MIUI 13 over the Nothing OS. Alright guys, now it's time to talk about some small things like you will get carrier aggregation and NFC support in both of these phones, but there are some advantages which goes in the favor of Nothing Phone 1, and it should be because it's hell expensive as compared to Mi 11 Lite NE. So you will get wireless and reverse wireless charging, and also you will get a slightly better stereo speakers. As I mentioned, you will get slightly better haptic feedback, which is very good in Nothing Phone 1, slightly better cameras, especially when we take human subject shots, metal frames, and yeah, I mean these things are better in Nothing Phone 1, but the type of comfort and in-hand feel Mi 11 Lite NE is going to provide you, plus the value it's providing for just 20,000 rupees, it's so good. And also the MIUI 13 is well polished. I was amazed, I was not expecting this, but yeah, it is what it is. So overall I can say if I have to buy a phone right now and I'm going to use that phone, like only one phone as my daily driver, then I will definitely go with Mi 11 Lite NE and I will save my money at least 11 to 14,000 rupees I can save. Why I'm not going for Nothing Phone 1? Because it's a good phone but definitely a bit overpriced. Whereas on the other hand, Mi 11 Lite NE 5G is currently a very good value for money phone. So yeah, that's it from today's video. I hope that you guys find this video helpful, and if it is helpful, then you know the drills, right? Just hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you're watching this part of the video, then subscribing to the channel is definitely going to be worth it for you, and it will make me happy as well. So also turn on that bell icon and select all to get all the notifications of my future videos. I will see you very soon in my next video. Until then, bye bye, take care.